Amigos de Fiesta, el día de hoy nos conectamos de manera virtual con el actor Nicolas Cage, que nos presenta su nueva película Renfield. Mr. Nicolas Cage, it's good to see you again. We just recently spoke at the Miami Film Festival. How are you?
Very well, thank you. I'm glad to be speaking with you again. I had such a nice time at the Miami International Film Festival. What a great night.
It was great. It was amazing. And I'm so happy to speak to you now that I actually have seen the movie, because at the time, I haven't screened it, and now I got to see it with the whole audience. Man, it was amazing. The reaction, people were laughing. It was great.
To most, I am Dracula.
It was such a fun movie, and I love that you made Dracula like yourself. Like, honestly, like, his personality is everything to me. Like, I had so much fun. He was amazing. It was great. How did you feel? Did you get to watch it already with like an audience and everything?
Yeah. I've seen the picture 3 times now. First time I saw it alone, and then I saw it with the first audience in New York City, and then I saw it in New Orleans. I'm looking forward to seeing it again with the Los Angeles audience. I was very happy with the results. I really think that Chris McKay, our director, hit the bullseye. And it's not an easy bullseye to hit when you're mashing up genres, particularly genres as diverse as horror and comedy. But boy, did he hit it. And when you get those polar opposites to work together, it's so much fun. It's like American Werewolf in London. When I saw that movie, I was screaming and laughing simultaneously. I was so full of surprises. And I think Chris really got there with this. I was very happy with the results.
No, it was great. The first thing I did after watching it, I Googled articles about how much time you spend in the makeup chair. Because throughout the process of like the healing, I don't want to give too much away, but I was seeing the makeup, which was insane. It was crazy good. And I saw that you spent hours, of course, in the makeup chair, but it was great. The visuals, everything. I wanted to talk about a particular scene that it really stood out to me, which is when Dracula is waiting for Renfield in his pastel color apartment. And I feel like that scene, I mean, there's a lot of like action and stuff, but I feel like in that scene, you really go off on him, whether you even call him a monster. Can you tell me a little bit more about how you feel about this particular scene?
Well, I'm really glad you cited that scene, because that's my favorite scene in the movie. It's really a marvelous scene because there's so much going on. I think it's a microcosm of the whole tone of the movie, because in that scene, yes, it's funny, but there's also a pathos there, and that it's examining the issues with toxic relationships, whether it be boss or employee, or jilted lovers, or lovers that are sociopathic and become possessive and lapse devolve into the realm of ownership and ugly things like that. And Dracula is feeling betrayed and gets his feelings hurt and has almost like childlike attitude of betrayal. And in that scene, you see Nick Hoult go through you see the comedic timing that he has, but also he's on the cusp of a nervous breakdown, which is, there's a lot of vulnerability in Nick Hoult and his eyes. And, that particular scene is like the microcosm of tragic comedy in this movie. And it's scary. That's what makes this Dracula movie different. It's dealing with a subject matter that people can relate to, which is very current, it's very relevant, and it's treating it with compassion and care.
And I love that. I love that too, because you mentioned the compassion and being vulnerable, even the quotes and things that you see in the room and like the messages that are sent throughout the movie. I feel like a lot of people can relate, if you're going through like either a toxic relationship, there's a deeper meaning behind this movie that I really enjoyed. And I feel like the audiences are going to like. What is like the message you want people to get when they leave the theater after watching Renfield?
I think what you just said, I really, Brandon Jones is just terrific in the role of the guide in the support group. And there are little kernels of wisdom that character is saying that I think people will be able to adopt and use it at home or at the office and remind themselves of how special they are and important they are. And, that's the thing about the movie that I think separates it, because yes, it's a genre film, it's horror, it's comedy, it's even action adventure, some great fight sequences, but it really does have a heart, and it does have genuine pathos.
Let's eat.